Right, I'm at my maximum anyway. Hello, Clubhouse audience, and welcome to this channeling event here in Rohaan's house. Yes, we're in Rohaan's house, we're in a ship. We're very pleased to present this transmission that Rohaan is sharing with us, entitled The Contact Scenario. So, if you're listening to this, or if you're here and you're not a member of Rohaan Channeling, you could look us up there on Facebook. Also, check out Rohaan's Channeling YouTube, and there's a few videos on there as well to check out. Linus also has his Patreon, which has been going for quite a few months now, isn't it? It feels like a long time with all the transmissions that we've been doing. Very intense. And
Indeed.
yeah, it's a great platform for people to get into a group, because that's what Rohan's all about, really, getting people together in a small group and, you know, giving us certain experiences to help us expand and to change our beliefs and allow different experiences. So it's very challenging sometimes, but very expansive, very exciting, and yeah, great. So I mean, it's our intention with these sharings to be of service and to be served. We're all teachers, we're all students, masters, remembering how to create as masters within the experience of our physical and non-physical realities. So, hi Linus, we're back again.
Hi everyone. It's great to be back again to do this channeling on Clubhouse.
Yes.
So yeah, and I will bring Rohan through. So I wish you all a good time with him, and I will talk to you when I get back.
We'll see you later. So we'll allow Linus to get into the state. So us as well, we can relax our bodies, breathe deeply, and connect with everyone in the group through our open hearts. And that will just allow us to relax, open up, and receive what we need to receive, as we always do. So we'll see you later.
All right, hello to you all. How are you doing today?
Hello, hello. Greetings, Rohan. We're great. I'm great. I just picked up my new ship today, so I've been piloting myself all the way back, and it was very exciting.
Yes. All right. So in this transmission entitled "The Contact Scenario," we will share with you today a permission slip for yourselves to create your own contact scenario. And remember, nothing here that you need to do or are forced to do in your reality. It's all up to yourselves. But allow yourself to have fun with this, play around with this, allow it to be what it needs to be. So, in this permission slip, you're going to allow yourself in what you can do in a physical reality with yourself, with friends, with family. You're going to create a reality where you're playing that some of you are ET beings. It can be, for example, you're sitting inside and someone knock on the door and you open the door and say, "Hi, we are from the Pleiades," for example, or "We are from the Cesania," for example. You even can play around with more. The idea of going in your cars, that will then be the spacecraft. And then you visit your friends in a particular location that you have, okay, we're gonna be there at that particular time, and then you show up there with your car. And play with this. For example, we will be the Cesania, all right? And you will be the humans. And then you don't have to make it so precise in the sense of what you need to say. Allow it to be very open in the sense how this is unfolding in your reality. Don't try to make it perfect. Just play with it. Because what you will experience is that you're going to experience, to a degree, different vibrations that represent more of other beings, more of what it could be perceived as when it finally happen in your reality. So you get so, in a way, more familiar with the idea of contact in a physical way. So you can stretch your mind. So, in that sense, that's your first contact. Because you will get more comfortable and more compatible with other beings. Because you have to understand, many beings, or more, all of us that are observing your planet at this particular time, are of higher frequency. Therefore, you need to be compatible with us. When I say us, I mean all of the beings that are observing your planet. So, have some fun with this. All right. At this particular time, you can now begin with your questions if you so desire.
Yes, if anybody has some questions and they'd like to come into the room, you can put your hand up. I think they're just getting into the spaceships. Up first, we have Janet. Would you like to unmute yourself, Janet, and speak to Rohaan?
Hi. Hello. Hey, Rohaan.
Hello to you. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Perfect as always.
Good. Good. It's nice to talk to you again. My first question is, what have you been up to lately?
I've been up to exploring more in my reality, different frequencies, different way of how we can reflect more of our vibration into your reality. I have been observing different realities within realities. I have been experiencing more of different communications from different dimensions.
Can I ask, like, what you're getting from those communications from different dimensions? Anything you want to share with us?
Information.
Just information.
Yes, about my work as a first contact specialist. also to do with certain kinds of unfoldment at Skinwalker Ranch. To, in a way, there are many different kinds of beings, if you will. There are different kinds of how they operate in different dimensions, where I need some, in the sense, assistance from other kinds of beings that have certain kinds of observational mechanism in the way that they are tuning into different dimensions. So in that sense, I am able to have a more reading, in a sense, and more of a download that I can see and bring, or put it in this way, scatter more into it. So I know more exactly what I can do with the energy output from my own craft.
Could you define what you mean by scatter?
You have to understand, all of this will be all over the place. Different vibrations, different energies. Therefore, by creating different kinds of structures, what you can say temples, that allow this to be more streamlined into one particular way of idea, that then I can utilize to bring more into different kinds of information that is required at Skinwalker Ranch.
I see. So are the temples energetic?
Yes, everything is.
Gotcha. So I feel like I've been making like energetic grids. Is there anything that you could tell me about that? I feel like I'm just learning how to make these grids.
You are exploring more of yourself as a multidimensional being. You're realizing that you can create different kinds of grid network where you can make more connections to different versions of yourself, including other beings that will operate in your particular network. You're creating more of a, shall I put it in this way, a combination of your particular vibration, and in the sense you're looking out in space for other similarities into your vibration, and you're bringing it down, thus creating more of your network, the grid system. Because
So,
this has to do with, remember, that your physical reality is only a smaller fraction of who you actually are. So this is including more into the spiritual being that you are. So this allows you to understand more of the higher aspect of yourself, not only as an earth human.
gotcha. So these grids that I create are intended to have other beings link up to it.
Yes, for communication. Understand as well that many beings, like ourselves, are very different. Therefore, it needs to make sense to you, those communications you are receiving from other dimensions. And therefore, you are creating this particular grid system, or you will communication system. So it will allow you to have more interpretation of what is being said to you. Otherwise, it would be totally different to you. You wouldn't understand it at all. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. Yeah, it's very exciting.
Yes.
Do you
You
have any?
have to be more friend and to know your own inner alien being that you are, if that makes sense.
I have to be more friends with myself.
Yeah, because you have to put yourself more up to the surface.
Ah,
Get to know your own alien in yourself.
I'm guessing that that goes for all of us.
Yes, as you are experiencing Earth at this particular time. So, yes, all of you.
All of us have to get to know.
Otherwise, you will not be here in this way that you are right now.
All right.
And you will not be talking to us in this way.
That's very exciting.
Yes.
Um, do you have any permission slips that might help stretch us to get to know our inner alien or me?
Well, you used to have the willingness that you are willing to know it.
Okay. Yeah. I
See
have.
it as a friend of you to
Ah,
begin with, and then there is you.
very
And
exciting.
you bring it up to the surface.
Bring it up
But
again.
also, this will help you as you share in this contact scenario permission slip. This will come up as well when you're doing this particular practice, because you will bring up more of your alien. If you're playing another being, like let's say an alien, you will then be more of your alien that you are, that you will bring up to the surface.
So we can like role play being from different civilizations.
Yes, that's the point.
Oh my gosh, that's so fun. So I don't live near anybody that in this group. So I guess maybe I would just have to like do it over the phone or do it over Zoom.
You can do that as well, stretch your mind.
Okay. All right. This is so exciting. Yay.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm going to I'm going to play Skinwalker now and say, kuhu.
Cool.
Kuhu. Thank you.
You're
Goodbye.
welcome.
Ha'atu. Bye.
Ha'atu.
That's lovely, Janet. You could also dress up, couldn't you? That'd be
It'd be
exciting.
really exciting.
I'll leave you in the room, Janet, just in case you have another question that comes up. Up next, we have Star. Would you like to unmute yourself, Star, please?
Hi, how are you?
Found one upstairs.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
Perfect as always.
I have a question about the permission slip you shared because
Yes.
in our group meditations, this actually came to us the other day that we were going to like visit another planet as the ETs. So I assume obviously this is going to be done in meditation as well, right?
Yes, you can do both in meditation to play around with this. If you have opportunities to do it in a physical reality, face to face, you can do that as well. But if not, you do what is available to you.
Okay. And I noticed that in my own contact meditation that I do, lately I got this idea that instead of, because I used to visualize like meeting, say, you or Cheyenne or, you know, a bunch of other beings, but now
Yes.
I find that it's shifting to like meeting myself, right? So I assume that's also my next step in this is uncloaking myself first. Like
Yes.
that's gonna be my first
Because
contact.
you will also realize that as you are being more compatible with the contact, you're going to experiencing also that you're making more contact with yourself, and the beings you are interacting with will be also a reflection of yourself. So you're experiencing in that way that you are seeing more of yourself. The beings are reflecting more of who you are.
Okay. So you suggest just to shift it instead to like making contact with myself first.
Yes, because then you go more inward to yourself, and you will realize that when you go inward to yourself, that you can bring, put it in this way, bring out those beings that are within you.
Okay.
They're occupying your space zone.
Okay. So not just Cheyenne, you mean?
Many beings, depending on the beings that are involved within that, well, the greys are obviously involved, and there are many beings too that are involved in this way that has not yet been, shall I say, come through in a channeling way, but they are there.
Okay. So you're saying to include them in the contact meditation as well.
Well, you should be more open to with whomever is there in your space zone.
Okay. Okay, I will do that.
All right.
And this question came to me the other day. Like if I were to meet ETs that were not part of the whole cloaking thing, just like let's say regular ETs, right? Would they know that I am a cloaker or not?
It depends, depending on their abilities to perceive the different frequencies, and depending on if there is some output in the cloaking mechanism to begin with. So it depends on the experience.
Okay, interesting. And my last question is we were wondering in our meditation group, because we sense like there's always like a lot of presence around us, right?
Yes.
Um, like, is Bashar aware of our group?
No. Well, he is aware of, shall I put it in this way, some of it, but not in the way that you might think.
Okay. And do you work with him personally or no?
No. We are in this way on different timelines.
Okay.
But we know each other in a way, yes, as we are from the same civilization, but we do not, in a sense, work together or, in a sense, having a particular way of conversations like that, if you will.
Okay. But you do somewhat with Alan, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And other members as well, that is in particular involved with the timeline that I am occupying.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. Those are my only
Yes, I know, it
questions.
makes sense.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
Thanks, Star. You can stay in the room if you have any other questions. Do you want to unmute yourself, Janet, and ask anything else?
Yeah, sure. Thank you again. So, Rohan, I make these memes of your quotes, and I make them so that I can help myself understand better. And there's one meme that I made that I think I need more clarification on. So, if you don't mind, I'll read it to you and then ask my question about it.
Very well, yes.
Thanks. So you said you create a resonance of matter. This is in relation to like creating the energy grids that I was talking about a minute ago.
Yes.
So you create a resonance of matter, of materialism. If you create this resonance of matter, then those beings can occupy the matter, and that will then convert into a physicality aspect of those beings. So my first question is what do you mean by a resonance of matter?
Resonance of matter, in the way that it being translated into your language, means that whatever you understand to be matter, materialism, there you're creating that resonance field that you will know, depending on either what you're able to create in your reality, but make it simple now, that of a thought understanding to what is something of matter, something solid. And then you create a reference to what that particular matter will be. And then this resonance will create the matter of that. So then you have beings that will then come from a different dimension. So you will want to give them some place to like land, if you will. So they will land in this matter. And when they land there, their vibration will then start to become matter as well because they're occupying that particular matter of space.
I see. So,
So a resonance field of matter,
aha,
resonating the matter.
gotcha. So when when I make these energy grids, I feel like I'm making them with another being or other beings, and so the way I would explain it is that in my mind, I see a grid, and then that grid would be the resonance of matter, like that thing of matter
Yes,
that I infuse with my intention, that I infuse.
yes, because
Okay.
you still have to have some kind of matter understanding as you have because you live in a physical reality. So anyway, when you create something
Uh,
like that in your mind, you're still creating matter because you are physical beings right now. For example, if you will not be in this physical reality, well, then it will be a different way, but you already are matter. So it will be just creating a resonance of your vibration.
I see. And so for example, this grid or these resonance of matter can have multi purposes.
Yes, depending on the purpose of it, depending on the, well, what is relevant at that particular experience, that particular
Gotcha.
reality. Remember
Gotcha.
here as well that you can create many of those kinds of things, but you don't really have to really make it so like direct. It will take care of itself when you create something. It will like form depending on the reality, depending on what will be relevant in that particular reality.
That makes sense.
So you're giving here, remember here, you're giving this to relevance. Because relevance with allowance has certain kind of frequency to it.
Yeah.
They're not just words in your language. They're simply also the relevance has in of itself a connotation to materialism.
Mm-hmm.
Does it make sense in your language?
Yeah.
All
Crystal.
right.
So then now these grids, there's something there, like I can revisit them and maintain them and grow them, right?
Yes, but you have to understand as well that they will change too in the growth process. You also have to allow this to be also very flexible when you do this.
Oh yeah, okay.
It
So
will
when I
change to different form and structure, but this is also again the basic definition of a pyramid. It's the same thing, but it has then
what?
again become matter in your reality, hence a pyramid. But it occupies the same resonance field, if you will.
Oh my God. And then eventually over time, the more I revisit, then it really will start manifesting into physical reality.
Yes, it depends again. Well, it will be then an altered reality. But
Oh my
yes, in the
God.
way that you're asking the question, yes,
Oh my God.
obviously it will.
This is so cool.
Yes.
Oh my God. Rohan, thank you so much.
Yes, again, this is what also our spacecraft is doing, how we equip our spacecraft. We understand this resonance of field of the matter.
Yeah, that's what you were saying last time we talked. I guess maybe I'm not. So the ship is the resonance of matter that you're.
Yes, or in of itself, as we call them ourselves, the resonant chamber, resonance fields. They are just simply fields that has them be structuralized in a particular way. Because remember, you might see my ship in your reality as a triangle, but my ship in another reality can be something completely different. It might not be at all a ship in the way that you will understand that. But due to that we are occupying and giving it way to relevance, which allows this to be whatever it needs to manifest into in whatever dimension we are in, it will form into that. That's why also that even in your reality you might see a helicopter or airplane, but in reality it might be a UFO.
Aha. So I had a dream last night and I saw a symbol, and the symbol reminded me of my ship, and I was communicating with it. Was that my ship?
Yes, into the idea of the field of with your higher mind into that. Yes, yes.
Oh, this is so exciting. This is so exciting. So, yeah.
This is the way of understanding how to be a pilot, because you're understanding this how to, well, traveling through this grid system in these resonance patterns.
I'm going to be making a lot of memes out of this conversation.
Well, I will be making a lot of memes out of your conversation as well.
Can imagine. Yours are
Yes,
probably interdimensional.
yes. But that's why we are ourselves, we know, multidimensional beings. We are actually manifestations. We're working with the structure of manifestations of our own creation. Which means that, for example, that whatever we are creating is just simply a structure of a foundation of something, but wherever we are, reality we're in, it will then manifest to whatever it needs to be.
Oh my God.
And also the way that how you yourself will manifest us in your reality.
Say more, please.
Say no more, I will say.
No, no. Well, okay, all right. If we need to move on, we can move on. I was just gonna
We can get
ask.
back to you if you will later.
All right. Thank you so much.
You
Ha
are so welcome.
ha.
Oh, too.
We have Violet in the room. Would you like to unmute yourself, please, Violet?
Yes. Hello, Rohaan.
Hello to you.
How are you?
I am perfect, and what about you?
Yes, yes, I'm doing wonderful.
Oh, full of
Um,
wonder, I suppose.
yes. Yeah, I'm doing great. And I'm so excited about this conversation uh, about the grid and everything.
Yes.
Uh, so my question is, I have a grid that I'm working with,
Yes.
and I'm curious. I feel like I'm not exactly sure how I how to interact with it.
Do you understand, first of all, that it's consciousness?
I did not.
Well, if you imply that it's consciousness, then it will be easy to communicate.
Okay.
That is your higher mind, and then you will open up more of the communication to it.
Okay, so the grid is my higher mind?
Yes, also with many different way of expressions of consciousness.
Okay.
But start
So,
with the idea of consciousness with your
mhm.
higher mind, then you will open up more of the communication.
And how do I picture this grid? Where is it like existing?
Well, whenever way they exist here and now, obviously, it exists in yourself.
Okay.
It's not really in a particular space or location, if you will. It's just here and now, but you can create it to be in different locations depending on the idea of what you need to experience with that to be. But it is now within you and in your higher mind. So by focus on your higher mind in that way of communication, then you will know your field.
Wow.
Yes,
Okay. That's powerful.
I
That's
know it's
exciting.
powerful. Yes.
Yes. Okay. And the you said something about this grid being used. It's like it's infused with matter. So a non-matter being that is a multidimensional being or a non-matter being can then connect to that grid that is in a matter reality. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And uh, the other thing that I was told was to be connecting during it, as well as connecting to the grid, was to connect to the physical vibration. And I was wondering if you could tell me a little bit more about how to understand that.
The physical vibration.
The physical vibration, yes.
Well, it's the same thing here. Is that it's everything is here now. It's just about
Yes.
your way of understanding to it. What is has a reference to a physical vibration.
Okay. And it's dependent on that locality or the matter that's there, or no? Is it the frequency?
Both. It
Okay.
depends how you're able to create this understanding in your own consciousness.
Okay.
Everything that you will then understand to be something solid, then you create that refer resonance pattern in the field. But remember, you created your physical experience already from the field. Therefore, it's not difficult at all to do it in another way as well.
Right.
So
Okay.
it is within you.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So the purpose of adding in this other frequency or vibration, uh, connecting that to the grid, what is the purpose of that? How does that amplify its usefulness?
Can you repeat your whole sentence again? You are cutting off this
Yes,
transmission.
I had a phone call come in. um, sorry about that. Uh, how would a person take like the vibration of Visico and a grid, and how what is the purpose of putting those two things together?
The purpose is to create a desire, well, as I used to describe, a physical manifestation.
Okay, okay, okay.
Does it make
I get
sense?
it. Yes, I
All
get
right.
it. Yay. Okay. Super. That's it for now.
All right, well, thank you.
Thank you.
Great, thanks, Violet. Up next, we have Jacob. Would you like to unmute yourself, please, Jacob, and ask your questions to Rohaan? Hello, Jacob. Would you like to unmute yourself, please? You're up next. Maybe he's in a parallel reality.
Move on to the next questioner.
Mark's just joined us. Hi, Mark. Would you like to unmute yourself, please?
Hi, Louise. Hi, Rohan. How are you all?
Hello to you. Perfect as always.
So I did just join you, so I did miss out on
Well,
what
welcome then.
information. Thank you very much. Thank you. I feel very welcome.
Welcome to the house.
The clubhouse.
Or the nut house.
The crazy house. Yes, indeed.
No pun intended.
No puns taken.
All right, well, thank you.
Okay, so I was just wondering about, I guess you've shared something about different ways we can find this ET energy. Would Are there any ways we can use our technology to do that? Is there any kind of blips or blobs that we might get when we're walking around? Would phones malfunctioning or something along these lines?
Yes, well, as you're having a lot of traffics all the time from other dimensions and what we occupy and travel through, so to speak. So yes, it depends on your technology. Sometimes, depending on the frequency, it may have some interference. That can be a sign. Usually, at this particular point in your evolution, when you have something that is malfunctioning, in a way, not all the time, but that could then be a sign that your technology has picking up upon a certain frequency that will not be in your reality directly, but then be from another reality, or from another beam that will be an ET beam. Or you need different technologies that are able to pick up on frequencies. But at this particular point in your technology, you don't really have this understanding yet how to really interpret that as what it comes from. Usually, if you are exploring this more, you can tune more into 1.6 gigahertz frequency. This will allow you to occupy more in Earth to space, space to Earth communication, and many, of course, beings occupy that particular frequency zone. So if you are having more desire, you can go into that frequency, by example, to broadcast that frequency, or all the ways that you're able to explore that.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. And I actually got a spirit radio, which is like effectively it's just a radio, but like with headphones so you can hear. And you
Are you
tune in
referring
to
to more ghost radio?
yeah, it's a ghost
All
radio.
right.
That's how they sold it anyway.
How
Is
spooky.
there? Yeah, it is very spooky, it is scary until you realize most of the time that you're tuning into actual radio stations on the AM band. But would that be useful along this, or would that be more useful for, as you said, ghosts and earth, maybe
Well, this is
earthbound
more
spirits?
than, well, apply to that of ghosts, those spirits, because remember here as well that not all the spirits, like ghosts, if you will, depending on those humans that has passed on, and they might more be, shall I put it in this way, closer to your physical reality, where they haven't really moved on, if you will, to a higher frequency state. They're still occupying a slightly different frequency. And your technology, like those radio, can pick up upon that sometimes. When it comes to us, not directly, as we're not really using those particular frequencies.
Okay, excellent. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot,
Yes,
Rohan.
you're welcome.
Thanks, Mark, for that. So, I don't know if anyone else has any questions, but
Are you all shy today?
I think they're all shy. Well, we've been
May I
vibrating.
ask yourself, why will you be shy today?
Shy? Am I shy?
Well, your people.
Oh, why are the people shy? Maybe it's your very intense vibration at the moment. So I wonder
Oh,
which,
intense.
yeah, which Rohan we're speaking to.
Well, you're speaking to me as always,
Hmm.
but I'm more, of course, sending different vibrations in this particular way of how we are now interacting with you. I
Yes.
will put it in this way as well as we can say this. After open contact has occurred, for those who are interested, for example, to learn to pilot a UFO, they will be, those beings are able to help people with that. So you can learn how to, with very, very simple model of UFOs. For those who are interested in that. Just letting you know.
That sounds very exciting.
Yes, I know.
There has been lots of like vibrationally getting ready for the Prague visit next week. And just like looking back, it was the same sort of idea before Egypt, which is very interesting. Um, grounding, stabilizing, balancing, um, acknowledging those beliefs that aren't serving anymore, standing in your power, aligning with your core self. It's very interesting.
Yes, and all those meeting opportunities for your people is to, well, get to know each other and to see that you are, well, in the same boat, so to speak.
Yeah, we're all in the same boat.
Yes.
Exactly.
And by that said, when you are interacting with beings like myself, when they will be appropriate to do so, it's not going to happen in your typical physical reality. It will be in an altered reality, a different reality. So therefore, whatever is happening here is not going to happen there.
So this idea that we were doing the other day about the 5 mirrors and feeling like it's in a spiral, I just remembered when we were in Egypt and going down the stairs really fast
Yes.
and feeling all the different parallel realities. It was a very fun experience. So that's what that experience is going to feel like.
Well, it depends on the situation. Depends, but mostly you're not gonna feel so much at all because often when that happens, you're still gonna be you're still in the same reality. That's how well alter and how smooth it is.
Oh, right. So, yeah, it'll just be like normal. You'll feel
Yes.
okay.
So
Yeah.
therefore, also where you are having many of those interactions, small bits and bits, and you may remember or not remember that, but sometimes we don't remember things because they happen on a different frequency.
Yeah. Yeah. And so we had lots of, well, I know we had lots of moments like that anyway, that were in a complete different, like, bubble reality from what else was going on.
Yes.
So it's like when you feel, well, when you've already felt it and being able to align with that. In fact, it's just like going with the flow.
Yes.
Mm.
Allow yourself to be in the flow and to understand that wherever that is happening in terms of all those appointments has already been made. So by being in the flow, you actually accelerate the path. Otherwise, you are going to block that because you have to understand that as well as a species, though, and that who we are and many beings are, we know what we're doing. And the idea of contact is to understand that it's all about being yourself as fully as you can. And you might see that as more you're getting more of yourself, that you see more of resistance because you're going more into yourself, where you have to deal with certain kinds of things. It's all about recognition. It's all about being yourself as fully as you can. Otherwise, you're going to lose yourself in our presence, and we will not like that to happen with all of you. So therefore, focus on being yourself. Otherwise, this already will happen, contact, if you already were ready for that right now. So we know what we're doing. We have done it many, many times. We have received many invitations from your people, and there's no point to sending more invitations like that. It's to creating those opportunities in yourself now, already, to manifest it more in your reality, meeting us halfway.
Yes, and it's a very exciting experience.
Yes, it is.
It is.
Because remember here, all of you, that all of you are giving each other the reflection that you all need. It's all creation, created from yourselves. But as you are not maybe being yourself, you need a person to give a certain reflection because you are unable to give that to yourself. That's why it's so amazing and wonderful to have all those reflections around you. That's why it's so many people, because you need different reflections on your planet. So reflections are there for a reason. Because if you want our reflection, well, look first in your own reflection first. So you don't become scared and frightened when you see our reflection. And relaxing in yourself. Remember as well that relaxing, you expanding as well at the same time. Otherwise, you're suppressing yourself.
Yes, personally, over the last couple of weeks, that is what I've been doing, like more of actually relaxing,
Suppressing, you
observing.
mean?
Pardon? Sorry?
Do you mean suppressing?
No, I said relaxing.
All right, I understand.
Relaxing, observing, appreciating, and allowing.
Yes. And remember, have fun where you are. And know that be yourself as fully as you can. Just use focus on being yourself. You don't even have to know all those things with different belief systems and so on. Just focus on being yourself. Otherwise, you will create confusion in yourself and you will create resistance in your neurological system. Therefore, just focus on being your true core self. Just being you. Because all the things that is then not you will then, well, transform. You're not going to be there anymore in your space. It's all about being yourself. And sometimes you need a different way of permission slips to, well, guide you back to your true core self. But just create this understanding in this resonance field of you being yourself. Asking yourself, am I now my true self or not? Can you be honest with yourself? Am I being my true self? Why am I feeling resistance then? And that means then, by definition, I cannot be myself then if I have some resistance, because there cannot be resistance and pain and suffering when you are your true core self. That will be then your, well, indication then, well, if I feel this pain and suffering, then I'm not being myself. And if you do feel, ask yourself, why do I feel this? Do I want to feel this? What reflections do I have in my reality? Am I willing to see this reflection or to ignore it? What if then I ignore it then? Will it then be transformed? No. Therefore, it then now applies responsibility. You are responsible in your reality. And how you respond to things, into what happened to you, will be your experience. That's why you have your free will. That's why you create your reality, no one else. You create your own independent reality. So why don't know that and take that responsibility that you do that? Isn't that really then amazing to know that, well, I create my reality, so why don't create that in the way you wish? Why does it have to be something, a reason for things to change? Why can it not just be here and now, the way you like to be and experience your reality? Why don't just be and go with the flow? It's all about understanding yourself and being honest. Why do I feel this? If I feel something that is not I feel as being myself, well, then acknowledge that. So, ask yourself, am I willing to acknowledge things in my reality that I feel is not that I prefer? You think it's there because, oh, it's happened. No, it is there because it is not who you are, and it will do everything to get away from you, but you're holding it back. You are straining it, saying, no, you cannot go, because I believe it serves me somehow. But what this one really wants is to get the heck out of this. So why don't surrender? Say, okay, you want to go away? Okay, let's go then. All right, let it fly. But the pain is not from the thing itself. The pain because you're holding it back. And you say, I want to fly. Please let me fly. Please let me go. No, you're gonna stay here. Why? I don't want to be here. I want to fly away, for Christ's sake. No, you stay here. Why? Because I believe you serve me somehow. No, I'm not serving you because that's why I want to go away. Because I do not serve you. And you do not serve me too. So there was something in common then. Oh, I don't believe that. You have to stay here. So that is what is creating this. And say, okay, I need more power then to be able to escape this. And you did hold more back because you see, oh, it's more pushing more away, so you need to hold it back more. Ooh. Whoa, it's a hell of a workout though. I'm gonna build a lot of muscles here to play with my negative belief systems. That's why I'm so big and strong. Well, so. And it's not at all in your reality what is actually accurate, authentic. It's about what is relevant. It doesn't matter what I'm saying to you all. It doesn't matter what other beings might tell you for different channelers. It doesn't matter at all. What matters is what is relevant at that time. Because there are many realities and many ways how you are experiencing yourself in your reality. Of course, there will be many ways of different informations that will come through. So, use the eye of relevance. Go with that more. Is this relevant for me? If it is, then, well, thank God that I have this in my reality right now. Thank you so much. If it's not, well, then, of course, then do not serve me. Well, okay, then bye-bye. So you see here, universe itself is all about relevance. Does it make some sense to you, people?
It certainly does make sense.
All right, well, that a great sense then. Great sensors. All right, well, at this particular time, we will thank you all for tuning into this transmission and exploring this with us and allowing yourself to understand more of who you are by your own independency. So why not make this year your own Independence Day in yourself? Independence year. Why not just be now at this moment to decide I'm a being myself? Why would it be so challenge for you? Just be it. And you know what, people? You are still being yourself no matter what, but you create the illusion you're not. So again, realization that you are being yourself. You can never leave that state anyway. So, we thank you all, and one moment. Before we will end this transmission, I'll ask you all once again, are you having fun?
Having fun, following excitement. All very exciting, Rohaan.
It is very fun to have fun. And all right, one moment. All right, we will answer this. Your civilization experience, an experience on a mall of a tall being that enter to your reality in Miami. This was not directly in the way you might think it was. It was the idea of your own collective consciousness, creating this experience for yourself, so you can like do it in a safe way to see how you will react and what will happen, and also to create a slightly different reality for yourselves. Right where that happened. And we don't directly do predictions anymore at this point. Although when there is reasons for it to make that, but always this but. You will experience in your reality more of certain kinds of activities. I'm not gonna tell you exactly what that will be, but there will be activities that will reflect certain kinds of vibrations from different realities. This will be a point where your society, your culture, will create a new way of how to perceive and understand your own solar system. There will be another Congress, but a little bit different one, about UAP or UFOs, for those who do not understand that term. One moment. As your own society are preparing for your moon mission 2025, next year, man-made, there will be things before that this year that will also be discussions about that as well, and it will get back to that of your earlier moon missions and more of different kinds of informations, of pictures, footage that hasn't yet been disclosed, but there might be a probability for some of the footage that your astronaut took in your past. Because the upcoming years will lead more to who you are as a society, your place in the universe, and the place in yourselves. Because, well, put it this way, as you're going to the moon, it represents that you are also more ready for contact as a society. It's a symbolic reference to it. And when your people finally will then be on the moon, it will then be broadcast. And, of course, as you know in the past as well, even if it was not officially then disclosed then, but yes, you astronauts back then will have visitation from UFOs that observe them. So, well, this year, that year, it will not be, well, cut. And therefore, that will be a important, pivotal point for your people. Also, the last, what we will do before we end the transmission, your SpaceX will bring up more information specifically about mission to Mars. And we thank you. Oh, by the way, there will be something that will occur in this particular year 95% probability of something. Not gonna say what it is, but something that will flip the coin. But before that coin can be flipped, something important, something needs to happen before the flip can occur. Alright, well, thank you all for this interaction with you all. Remember to be yourself as full as you can. And I was joking. Nothing more to say now, so thank you all. Hatu goodbye.
Hatu, goodbye.
How did it go?
I knew there's some exciting stuff there for everybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite a few
Exciting
exciting
times.
things. Yes. That'll be a great replay to listen back to. Yeah, definitely the last bit. Yes.
That was interesting, yeah. And thank you all for tuning in. I hope you all have a great time with Rohaan, and that was great. Well, that you also got some great answers. I hope so.
Yes, thank you everyone for your questions. And thanks everyone for coming to listen in and to experience Rohaan. He's been guiding us into more of ourself, more expansive contact, and it's very exciting. So we thank Linus for bringing Rohaan forward and joining us all together, having these experiences and getting to know more of our true core self.
Yeah, that's exciting. And yeah, and it's great to do Clubhouse again, as getting back to it more and more. And tomorrow, for those one that are on Patreon, there will be a tomorrow transmission on Patreon, because from Saturdays now I will having this 6-week course with the Rohaan. So the main patrons will be on Fridays. So
Great, we shall look forward to that.
all right, well, I will say then goodbye from me, and wish you all a good time, and good evening, good day, wherever you are.
Thanks everyone. Hatu.
Bye bye.
Goodbye.